Hi my dear students, welcome back to Biology online classes. Myself Ravi, Biology NEET faculty. Today I am going to start with chapter number 1 in 12th. The chapter number 1 name is Reproduction in Organisms. In the last classes we had learned regarding asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. So today in this class I am going to cover regarding general characters of sexual reproduction. Next, juvenile phase, monocarpic, polycarpic, reproduction cycle, events in reproduction, events in sexual reproduction. So this content I am going to cover in this lecture. So let's start with the general characters of sexual reproduction, right? The content is I am going to start with the sexual reproduction, general characters. Here, the reproduction is mainly divided into two types based on the involvement of the parents. Based on the involvement of the parents, reproduction is mainly divided into two types. The first one is asexual reproduction and the second one is sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved, so that is actually asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction as well as vegetative reproduction, in both cases only one parent is going to involved, right? That is uniparental reproduction. In case of sexual reproduction, two parents are involved, so it is called as biparental reproduction. In sexual reproduction, here two parents are involved. Two parents are involved. So that's why it is also called as biparental reproduction. Biparental reproduction. Biparental reproduction. Here, during the sexual reproduction, gametes are involved. Gamete formation as well as the fusion of the gametes are occurred. So these gametes which are coming from either from one individual or two individuals. According to the NCERT language, these gametes are coming from same individual or different individuals of opposite sexes, right? During the sexual reproduction, gametes are involved. Gametes are involved. It means formation of gametes. Formation of gametes. And also fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes also takes place during the sexual reproduction. And these gametes which are coming from either same individual, or different individuals, or different individual of opposite sex organisms, right? So this is actually definition according to the NCERT language. Next, during the sexual reproduction, here it is mostly occurred in multicellular organisms, and here well defined sexual organs, gonads are present, sexual organs are present, we can call as gonads. Male sexual organ is containing male reproductive organs, female organism is containing female reproductive organs. So in case of flower, you know already, the male reproductive organs we can call as androecium, the female reproductive organs we can call as gynoecium. And in this case, generally male plant, female plant. In case of male, here microspore mother cells. Which cells? Microspore mother cells. Microspore, MC means mother cell. Microspore mother cells are which in condition? They are in haploid in condition. They are in diploid in condition. 2n. In female, nothing but in gynoecium, the cells we can call as megaspore mother cells. And you know already, megaspore mother cells are which in condition? It is also be diploid in condition. So here gametes are formed from microspore mother cells as well as megaspore mother cells. These two cells which are undergoes meiotic division and produce haploid spores and produce haploid spores. So such we can call as what? Gametes. So these cells which are undergoes meiosis division, and to produce gametes. The gametes are what? The male gamete we can consider as pollen grain, PG, nothing but pollen grains. The female we can consider as what? Egg cell. Egg cells. So with the involvement of meiotic division, gametes are formed. Gametes are always which in condition? Gametes are always haploid in condition. Now, formation of gamete as well as fusion of the gametes also be involved. That is called as what? Sexual reproduction. Now what happened? After the formation of gamete, the both male and female gamete, the fusion of male and female gamete is called as fertilization. The fusion of male and female gamete is called as fertilization, and also you know that it is also called as what? Syngamy. Due to the fertilization, the first formation of cell we can call as what? Zygote. Due to the fertilization, the first formation of cell we can call as a zygote. The zygote is which in condition? The zygote is diploid in condition. Now this zygote again which is undergoes which type of divisions? Mitosis divisions, which is undergoes mitosis divisions and produce group of or mass of cells are formed. That we can call as what? That we can call as embryo. Embryo also be which in condition? Diploid in condition. Embryo is formed in within seed. The embryo is formed in within seed. Now this seed is germinated and produce which type of plant? Either gametophyte or sporophyte. Produce sporophytic plant. The seed which is going to germinated and become as sporophytic plant. The sporophytic plant is which in condition? Also diploid in condition. Got the point or not? Now, due to this sexual reproduction, the formation of individuals which are identical or not identical, which are not identical to each other and also not identical to the mother, right? The formation of new individuals, nothing but daughters we can call as offsprings. We can call as what? Offsprings. Offsprings are not identical. The question is why it is not identical? The reason is what? The reason is these are formed due to which division? These are formed due to meiotic division. So if meiotic division is occurred, then what happened? During the meiotic division, genetic information is exchanged. Genetic information is exchanged in between two homologous chromosomes of non-sister chromatids. Two homologous chromosomes of non-sister chromatic. Genetic information is exchanged, that we already called like crossing over takes place, right? So due to that, what happened? Recombinant chromosomes are formed. Due to the meiosis, what happened? Chromosome information is exchanged, that we can call as recombination. Right? So due to that, what happened? Variety of the character or nothing but new character is formed. Which character is formed? New character is formed. So which is going to lead the meiotic division, which is going to lead the variations. So that's why the newly formation of daughters in sexual reproduction, which are never identical, which are differ to each other and differ to the parents also. And the sexual reproduction, shortcut SR, sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is elaborate, which is elaborate, a little bit complex, elaborate, complex, as well as sequential events are occurred. Sequential events are occurred, and also if you compare with it is elaborate, complex, and sequential events are occurred, right? And if you compare with asexual reproduction, it is little bit a slow process. It is slow process. What is the point? If you compare with asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction is elaborate, complex, sequential events are occurred, as well as it is a slow process if you compare with asexual reproduction, right? So generally here, generally the organisms are diversity in morphology, physiology, internal structure and cytology also be differ. The diversity of the organisms, for example plants, animals and fungi which are not morphologically same, which are physiologically not same, which are anatomically also be, they can show the great difference. But interestingly, when you come to knowing of sexual reproduction, the pattern is same in maximum in all sexual reproduction organisms. The point is here, the diversity of the organisms, they are going to show the same pattern of sexual reproduction. The diverse of organisms which are differ morphologically differ, which are differ in morphology, which are differ in internal structure, as well as anatomy also be differ, and physiological activity also be differ. Physiological activity also be differ. But when we come to mode of reproduction, so you can say same reproduction pattern. When you come to knowing of reproduction, the same reproduction pattern is occurred in all organisms, like plants, animals, right? Let's say for example life cycle. Life cycle generally it is going to start from where? The first birth, next stage is growth, later birth, growth, next maturity, birth, growth, maturity. After maturity, the organisms are going to turn into the reproduction. After maturity, they are going to turn into sexual reproduction. So generally in complete life cycle or lifespan, the organism, the phase we can divide into two phases. One is simple vegetative phase, one is a reproductive phase. So this phase we can call as a reproductive phase, and this you can see birth, growth, maturity we can consider as a vegetative phase, vegetative phase. We can call as what? Vegetative phase. And here generally here the point is here, the first you can see which growth phase is occurred before the sexual reproduction. So that phase we can call as what? Vegetative phase, nothing but we can call as juvenile phase. The growth phase or the growth before the reproductive phase or before the formation of flower, what growth is occurred. So such a particular period of growth we can call as what? Juvenile. We can call as juvenile phase, also called as a vegetative phase. Juvenile phase or vegetative phase. Generally, according to the NCERT, juvenile phase we have to use for only animals. Vegetative phase we have to use for plants. Vegetative phase we have to use for what? In case of plants we have to use. And a juvenile phase, the word we have to use for mostly animals. We have to use juvenile phase. Next here the point is, the juvenile phase or nothing but reproductive phase, which is not same for all animals. So it is going to show the different phase or different length, different period in different organisms. The point what have to write? Juvenile phase or a vegetative phase. The period is differ in different organisms. The phase, juvenile phase is differ in different organisms. In NCERT the examples are given. The examples are first marigold, for example, rice as well as wheat. Marigold, the vegetative phase of marigold, that is only 3 months. After 3 months of vegetative phase, it is going to bear the flowers. Reproduction phase is going to start. In rice as well as wheat, here the flowers are going to come only once in a year, which are rice as well as wheat. And one more example is given in NCERT, that one is coconut as well as mango, coconut and mango. In case of coconut as well as mango, the vegetative phase, it is nearly 3 to 6 or 4 to 8 years. After that only it is going to bear the flowers, right? In case of coconut, it is 4 to 8 years. In case of mango, it is 3 to 6 years. 3 to 6 years. So by this sequence, what we are going to knowing? By this sequence, the conclusion is the jubilant phase or nothing but vegetative phase, which is differ in different organisms, which is not same in all organisms. Based on the lifespan of the plants are mainly divided into 3 types. They are annual, biannual, periannuals. Annuals, lifespan is only 1. Biannual, lifespan is 2. Periannuals, lifespan is more than 2 years. Based on lifespan of the plants based on lifespan, plants are mainly divided into 3 types, such are annual plants, biannual plants, periannual plants, right? So simple. Annual plants are what? Annual plants lifespan is only 1 year. Biannuals lifespan is 2 years. And periannual lifespan is more than 2 years. And here these annual plants are, in case of annual plants as well as biannual plants, vegetative phase, reproduction phase, senescence phase are very clear. Vegetative phase first one, next comes reproduction phase, third one is senescence phase. These 3 phases we can clearly notice in annual plants as well as biannual plant. So these phases are not clear in periannual plants. The point here, what you have to write? In annuals as well as biannual, vegetative phase and reproductive phase, and senescence or senescent phase, which are very clear. In case of annual plants, the first year, in case of annual plant, the first half year is vegetative phase. After vegetative phase, which is followed by a reproductive phase. After vegetative phase, it is going to followed by a reproductive phase. So can you give the examples? Which are annual plants? The annual plants are rice is annual plant, wheat is annual plant, sunflower is a annual plant, right? Out of 3, how many plants are monocots and how many plants are dicot? Normal type of question, right? Rice is a monocot, wheat is also monocot, sunflower is a dicot plant, right? Next, in case of biannual, here also be very clear. The first year is vegetative phase. After completion of first phase, after first year, the second phase, in the second year they are going to enter into a reproductive phase, right? Examples of biannual plants are, one is carrot, one is beetroot, cabbage. So these all are example of biannual plants. Next one is periannual plants. Here they survive more than 2 years. Here these all phases are not clear. These phases are which? Vegetative phase, reproduction phase, senescent phase are not clear. And they bear the flowers more than one time or 2 times in their life. So such are called as what? Periannuals. In NCERT one question is given. The question is some plants are going to bear the flowers more than 2 times in their lifetime. So such interflowering stage is called as what? Either juvenile phase or mature phase. So such a interflowering stage, stage is called as, it is not called as a juvenile phase, which is called as matured phase, which is called as what? Matured phase, which would call as mature phase, right? Next, so some of the plants are going to show unusual flowers, unusual flowering. So based on that, they are divided into 2 types. One is monocarpic, one is polycarpic. So unusual flowering, so such are we can divide into monocarpic. One is monocarpic, one is polycarpic. Mono means single, carpic means fruit. It means one time flowers are going to form, the flowers is going to become as a fruits, right? So these flowers in this monocarpic here, the plants are going to bear the flowers only once in their lifetime. The flowers are going to form only once in their life. So such we can call as what? Monocarpic fruits. Carpic means fruit, mono means single. Polycarpic. So in this case what happened? The flowers are going to form number of times. The flowers are number of times or form in their life. Such are called as what? Polycarpic. In NCERT they are given example regarding monocarpic fruit. Example is, the plant name is bamboo. Bamboo plant. The plant name is what? Bamboo. So in the bamboo, the flowers are going to form 50 to 100 years. After 50 to 100 years, the flowers are going to form. After 50 to 100 years, then only flowers are going to form. That is only once in their lifetime. Large number of flowers are formed at a time, and later they are going to die. The plant is going to die, right? One example. And second example is Strobilanthes kuntiana, Kunti, kuntiana, Strobilanthes kuntiana. It is also called as Neelavemu. Strobilanthes kuntiana, it is also called as Neelavemu. The plant, it is going to bear beautiful flowers. The flowers which are in blue in colored, blue stretches. The complete mountain is going to covered by blue stretches. Here the flowers are going to form every 12 years. It means the juvenile phase how many years? 12 years. For example, in the last 2006 the flowers are formed, and the next year is 2018, next 2030 the flowers are going to form. So these blue stretches we can notice it in our state Karnataka as well as Kerala and Tamil Nadu. In these states also, in these states we can notice this Strobilanthes kuntiana, right? Only one time in the life, only one time the flowers are formed. After the formation of flower, it is going to become as fruits. After the formation of fruits, the plant is immediately going to death, senescent. It is going to become called as what? Senescent, right? Next, polycarpod, we can give the example is neem plant, mango plant, so which are going to form the flowers. Number of times flowers, fruits are going to form. And some flowers here we can call as seasonal flowers. Some are what? Seasonal flowers. And some are, we know that, seasonal fruits, especially mango. Seasonal fruits. Seasonal fruits. The question is, sir, why some flowers are seasonal flowers and why some are continuous flowers? Because the flowering, it is depend upon light as well as darkness, dark time as well as light, and we can call as photoperiodism, that we had discussed in phytohormones, plant growth and development, that we had discussed. That is what? One is short day plants, long day plants. The flowering, it is depend upon duration of the length, duration of daytime and duration of the night time. So that is actually what? Seasonal flowers as well as seasonal fruits, right? In case of animal here, generally reproduction cycles are occurred. Placental animals, they are going to show the reproduction cycles, which are placental animals, which are going to show the reproduction cycles, Hormone changes are occurred, we can call as menstrual cycle, right? So generally these reproduction cycles mainly two types. One is menstrual cycle, one is oestrus cycle. One is what? Menstrual cycle, one is estrus or oestrus cycle. Let's see what is the main difference in between menstrual cycle as well as estrus cycle. Let's see the difference. First we have to write here menstrual cycle, here oestrus cycle. Menstrual cycle, which is occurred in only primates. Right? Primates are like humans, right? Human as well as monkey, like primates. Oestrus cycle, which is occurred in animals which are non-primates, or animals like which are dog, like cow, like pig. These all are different animals. Tiger, these are, you can say, non-primate animals. So in case of menstrual cycle here, during the menstrual cycle bleeding is occurred. That is only main difference in between menstrual cycle to oestrus cycle. Bleeding is occurred in menstrual cycle. Bleeding is not occurred in the menstrual cycle. The reason is, during the menstrual cycle, endometrium layer is going to break down. Due to the lysis of endometrium layer, bleeding is occurred. In this case, endometrium layer is going to reabsorb. So that's why bleeding is not occurred in estrus cycle of non-primate animals. What point have to write? Here, bleeding is occurred. Here, bleeding is not occurred. The reason is what? The reason is lysis or breakdown of endometrium layer. And here endometrium layer is reabsorbed. Right? And also one more difference here. Behavior difference we can notice here. Generally menstrual cycle, during the menstrual cycle, behavior notice we are not noticing. But in these animals, behavior changes we can notice. There is no behavior changes. And here we can notice behavior changes. And we know that menstrual cycle, humans, these are continuous breeders throughout the life. They can produce offsprings. And mostly these animals are seasonal breeders. Seasonal breeders. These are, humans are continuous breeders. Which are continuous breeders? Which are, these are seasonal breeders. Right? The best example is pig, or comes like dog, rat, cat. So these all are what? Seasonal breeders animals. So this is actually difference in between menstrual cycle to oestrus cycle. After the completion of reproductive phase, the organisms which are going to enter into senescence phase. Senescence. What is senescence? Senescence is nothing but growing old. Growing old means the organism, it is not able to perform well. Metabolic rate is very slow. So that we can call as what? Growing old. Growing old is nothing but senescent phase. The point what I have to write here? The point is, after a reproductive phase the organisms which are going to enter into senescence phase. Senescence phase. Right? So that is nothing but what? It is nothing but growing old. What is meant by growing old? It means the organism is, the metabolic rate is very slow. Nothing but we can call as what? The organism is aged. The organism is become as what? Old. Right? So this is actually first vegetative phase, next reproductive phase, third one is senescence phase. After completion of juvenile, monocarpic, polycarpic reproduction cycles, next topic is events in sexual reproduction. Events in sexual reproduction. Events in sexual reproduction. So mainly three events are occurred in sexual reproduction. The main three events are, one is reproductive events, and the next one is fertilization, and third one is post fertilization changes. Post fertilization changes. Post fertilization changes. Three phases. The first phase is pre-reproductive events. Pre-reproductive events. The pre-reproductive events are mainly containing two sub-events. One is gametogenesis, one is gamete transfer, which have mainly two phases, mainly two subphases. The first phase is gametogenesis, and second phase is gamete transfer. Second phase is gamete transfer. Right? So gametogenesis means what? You know already. Gametogenesis, one more question. Gametogenesis. The simple gametogenesis means formation of gamete. The formation of gamete is called as gametogenesis. Formation of gamete. Two type of gamete. One is male gamete, one is female gamete. So that is called as what? That is called as gametogenesis. And gametes are formed due to, mostly the gametes are formed due to meiotic division. Gametes are formed due to meiosis division. Right? So after meiotic division, the formation of cells we can call as gametes. Gametes are always haploid condition that you already know. Any exception case is there? Any exception case? Yes, the exception case is exception case. In some organisms, gametes are formed due to the mitotic division also. Can you guess? So that is what? That is honeybee, drones, males. Here honeybee males, nothing but what? Drones. Drones are which in condition? Drones are haploid in condition. So these drones which are undergoes mitosis division, not meiotic division, mitosis division and produce sperms. Right? So mostly actually gametes are formed due to the meiotic division only. Exception is in some of the organisms. We given one example, that is drones. Clear? So that is actually what? Formation of gametogenesis. Next, the fusion of the gamete. Next, based on fusion of gamete and size of the gamete. Size of the gamete as well as physiological activity of the gamete. Physiological activity of gamete. Physiological activity of the gametes, which are divided into three types. The gametes which are going to divide into three types. The first one is homogametes, and second one is heterogametes. Homogame, heterogametes. Broadly we can divide into two types. Homogametes means what? Homogametes means in some time, in all cases, the male gamete as well as female gamete both are morphologically similar, identical. We can't differentiate it which is male and which is female. Such morphologically similar gamete we can call as what? Homogametes. Got the point? Here in some algae, male gamete as well as female gamete both are what? Identical. Morphologically identical. We can't distinguish which is male and which is female. So such gametes we can call as what? Homogametes, morphologically same. If fusion of such gamete, homogamete, we can call as isogamy or isogametes. The fusion of such type of gamete we can call as isogamy. We can call as what? Isogamy. So the best example is Cladophora. Here the gametes are which are like an insight is given that you can see male. One is male gamete, this one is female gamete. Both are same. And one more example is Elothrix. Right? So that is actually called as what? Isogamy. And here isogamy, which is again divided into two types based on the motile, which is the gamete is motile or non-motile. Based on that, it is again divided into two types: motile isogamy, non-motile isogamy. One is what? Motile isogamete, nothing but isogamy. Non-motile isogamete. Right? Motile isogametes are chlamydomonas and as well as Cladophora, which are motile. The non-motile isogamy or non-motile homogametes are, which are, that is Spirogyra, which is non-motile but gametes are isogametes. Gametes are homo or isogametes. Here in the competition exam, the best question is here. So here this Spirogyra gametes we can call as, which are morphologically same but physical activity is different. So So such type of fusion of gamete we can call as, this fusion we can call as morphologically isogamy, but physiologically anisogamy we can call as. Example is only one, that is Spirogyra. The Spirogyra, the gamete fusion we can call as morphologically isogamy, which is not given in NCERT, but is competition, it is very important point, which is morphologically isogamy, but physiologically anisogamy. Physiologically anisogamy. Note the point and underline. Next, second one is what? Heterogametes. Heterogametes, same definition. So the gametes are which are morphologically differ. The fusion of male and female gametes are morphologically not identical. So such fusion of gamete we can call as anisogamy. Right? Here gametes are morphologically differ, morphologically not identical. Right? First, morphologically not identical. Such fusion of the gamete we can call as anisogamy. Anisogamy. Example is in NCERT is already given, ficus. Example is ficus. That is actually second. Next, so here one more is isogamy, anisogamy, and C1 is oogamy. Third one is what? Oogamy. Right? It is most advanced type of sexual reproduction in organisms. The oogamy we can notice in humans, algae, bryophyte, pteridophytes also we can notice. Some of the algae also going to showing off oogamy. Right? Oogamy here actually fusion we can, the gametes are in this case male gamete which is small. Male gamete is small, which able to motile. Next, in this case female gamete is generally large in size, large amount of cytoplasm. Large in size is nothing but what? Large amount of cytoplasm, right? Which is non-motile. One spore is, for example, one is very small. For example, in case of humans, for example, sperm is what? Like sperm is like head, right? Human sperm, and female is, you can say, egg, right? Male is, you can say, small in size, generally small, and female is bigger in size. So such fusion of gamete we can call as what? Oogamy. Oogamy takes place in bryophytes as well as pteridophytes as well as some of primary plants like as algae. In algae also you can notice. The best example is in algae, one is Edogonium. O silent, Edogonium as well as Volvox, colonial algae, Volvox. Both are example for what? Oogonium. And in case of Oogonium, generally the reproductive organs are very clear. The male reproductive organs are generally called as antheridium, and female reproductive organs are called as oogonium. From male reproductive organs, antheridium, antherozoids are going to come outside, which is going to give antherozoids, and female archegonium, which is going to produce egg cells. The male is called as what? Antheridium. This is sexual organ. The male sexual organ, which is called as what? Antheridium, which is going to produce motile antherozoids, and females are called as archegonium. archegonium, and which is going to produce egg cells, right? So this is actually based on fusion of gamete. Fertilization is divided to three types. One is isogamy, anisogamy, fusogamy. Based on gametes, one is isogametes, anisogametes, or homogametes or heterogametes, right? So this is actually events in sexual reproduction. The first phase we had discussed, pre-reproductive phase, pre-reproductive event, that in first gametogenesis we had discussed. In the next class we are going to discuss regarding gamete transfer, right? So thank you all of you, my dear students.